Check, check. Mic check. 1, 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Cohagen and Sheriff? What's going on? Okay, so here's the deal, you guys. Apparently, they were updating the site, and that's the reason why the chapter wasn't available. I'm glad we're getting it now rather than it much later in the day, but I was pretty much at the mercy of waiting for the site to actually fully update and allow me to actually view the chapter, because at 11 something, it said that the chapter was there. But here we are, but it said that it posted August. It posted today, but it did not fully allow us to see it on the list. But here we have it. Welcome, everybody. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me just do my little intro. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here. Welcome back to yet another reading of Solo Leveling on this beautiful Wednesday. Just a little bit of a recap in the last chapter we went through. Jin was fighting both the Frost Monarch. He pretty much killed the Plague Monarch, and he was contending with the Beast Monarch as well, but more the Frost Monarch than anyone else. And things were looking all right. He took out a Monarch. He leveled up a couple of times. But the Frost Monarch decided to, show us his full strength. Started using giant scythes and swords, and, catching on to how fast Jin can move, he used his own magic to freeze Jin in place, and thus allowed the Beast Monarch to come up behind Jin and completely gore him through the back and out his chest. Now, I looked it up. It's not just simple impalement. Gore means that, being pierced or impaled by, horns or claws and stuff like that from animals. So he literally got gored by all 5 fingers of the Beast Monarch. And let's go ahead and read today's chapter in chapter 161. And it begins with Jin's Kamish daggers dropping down to the ground as, a pool of blood starts to form around them. And then Jin says, while he has the Beast Monarch's, claws still through his body, he's thinking, my level increased, so this much is nothing. And then we have the Frost Monarch, who comes up in front of Jin, makes a small dagger of his own, and proceeds to stab him through the chest. No, it's his own dagger. It's Jin's dagger that he threw into the Frost Monarch the very first time they met. And the Frost Monarch says, "I will return your weapon to you," and just stabs Jin in the front, causing Jin to cough up more blood. All right. Now, can you heal like you did earlier? Probably not. No matter how strong you are not a complete monarch. And it just shows Jin being stabbed by his own dagger that is also covered in ice as well. And the Frost Monarch leans in saying, "Is this as far as you go, human? If that is the case, you will not be able to witness it the moment our armies set foot in this world. When that happens, there will be a mountain of human corpses, and their blood will form endless rivers. But this country which you grew up in will be different. I shall personally freeze every single human in this country myself, and make them suffer through an eternal agony." And it shows Woo, it shows Jin's mom and sister, and it shows Cha Hae-in as he's doing this long villain monologue. He's monologuing. "They will have to live through an eternity not being able to die nor live. So show me your endless contempt for me within your death. That will also be part of my joy." And it shows Jin as ice starts to form all over his body. And then Jin thinks, "Still, a little more. Just a little more." And as Jin's body completely ices over, the system says, "Player's HP has reached 0. Player has died." Jin just died. What? What? Player has died? Oh, let me not overstep myself. The system message that pops up starts to fizzle out and glitch out. And then there's a whole black panel, and then it says, player is in possession of the black heart. You have met all the requirements for passive skill unknown. We get to find out what the unknown skill is. Oh, let's do it. Okay, so skill tab. We have unknown still that's maxed out. Tenacity, level 1. Advanced dagger arts, max. Quicksilver max. Bloodlust, level 2. And stealth max. Passive skill unknown has been activated. And unknown, that was grayed out this entire time, has now joined all passive skills. Unknown then enlarges, and it starts to, you know how skills start to unlock in video games, they grow towards the screen, and then they shake, and then they explode to reveal what's underneath it. Show us what this skill is! And then the unknown starts to overtake the whole panel as it grows brighter and brighter and brighter, and then it completely outshines everything in the next panel. And then there's a giant flash of light, and Jin opens his eye, and he's in a hospital bed. And he grabs his chest, breathing heavily. What is going on? And then he thinks back to when the Beast Monarch gored him through the back. I guess you're nothing without the speed you're so proud of. I will return your weapon to you. All right. Now, can you heal like you did earlier? And Jin thinks, a dream? Was that all a dream? Then he looks up and he's looking around his room. Hospital? I'm certain that the ice dagger pierced through my heart, and yet I'm still alive? And then Woo walks into the room. Have you come to your senses? Chairman Wu Jinchul. Chairman, what happened to those monarchs? No, those monsters. And how am I still alive? And then, oh. Wu looks at him confused and doesn't say anything. I got a thought in my head. Hopefully the next words may either confirm or deny what I'm thinking. But Wu says, there are 3 things I should tell you. Firstly, I am not the chairman, but the chief inspector of the surveillance team. Okay, this confirms what I was thinking. Jin has been brought back in time to when he first awakened. This is when Wu is first meeting Jin. Back when he survived the double dungeon. Jin's been transported back through time. Everything that has happened has gone right back to when he first gained this power. The Jeju Island raid right now hasn't happened. The monarchs joining together hasn't happened. Meeting Cha Hae-in and Choi Jong-in and everyone hasn't happened. Firstly, I am not the chairman, but the chief inspector of the surveillance team, which also means Gokun Hee is alive during this time as well. Secondly, I would like to ask you about the moving statues. Even the architect and the fight between him has not happened. And thirdly, how do you know who I am? How do you know who I am? And wait, Wu says that twice. What? Something's not right here. Something's not right. Something's off. This kind of reminds me of I'm playing through January on Persona 5 Royal right now, and that's already a whole bunch of mind-boggling discombobulation right now. I'm getting vibes from that on this chapter and right now. But Wu pretty much echoes what he just said, saying, how do you know who I am? And Jin just says, huh? Wait a second, what do you mean by moving statues? When we arrived on the site with the White Tiger Guild after receiving the report, it was already... No, that's not what I was asking. And then Jin thinks, don't tell me. Impossible. I swore I knew this hospital room looked familiar to me. That's because I spent 2 weeks here in the past. And then Wu continues, But Hunter Sung Jin-woo, you look a bit different from your photo. So here's the thing. Jin's body is still the same as when he leveled up all that time leading up to when the Frost Monarch killed him. Because beforehand, his body wasn't as buff as it is now. He still kept his body, but he's been transported back. Because he should look like the scrawny version of himself. But he doesn't. That's the only thing that's irregular right now. But Hunter Sung Jin-woo, you look a bit different from your photo. The VIP patient room that was provided by the Hunters Association. This was the patient room that I woke up in after I barely survived from the double dungeon. And then Woo says, "Are you all right?" And then Jin says, "I think I need some time to rearrange my thoughts. How is this happening?" And then he looks at his stats. All of his stats are still the same. He just got brought back through time. Time didn't reverse. He just got put back at the beginning. But he kept all of his stats. It's like New Game Plus for him right now. Status, name Sung Jin-woo, level 146, class Shadow Monarch, title Demon Hunter with 2 others. Hit points, 93,300, magic points, 155,720, fatigue, 0, strength, 324, agility, 340, perceptive, 321, stamina, 320, intelligence, 340, and no ability points whatsoever with physical damage reduction at 65% and magical damage reduction at 44%. Those are the stats that he still has right now. Passive skills, unknown. The name is still unknown, but it's available now. It's not grayed out. It's available, but we don't know what it is. Tenacity still level 1. Advanced Dagger Arts level max. Active skill Quicksilver max level. Boost Bloodlust level 2. Mutilation level max. Dagger Rush level max. Stealth max. Ruler's Authority max. Class-specific skills Shadow Extraction level 2. Shadow Preservation, level 2, Monarch's Domain, level 2, and Shadow Exchange, level 2. And Jin starts to think, and as he's outside looking at his stats, he still has all of his inventory items as well. This is full-on New Game Plus for Jin right now. My face and stats are all the same as before. I came back while retaining them. Everything that was in my storage is still here as well, even Kamish's Wrath. And then we have Jinna coming in saying, "Brother, what are you doing right after waking up? Don't tell me you hurt your head too." And then Jinna walks in. "Huh? Did I get the wrong room? Who are you?" "Oh, I guess you can't recognize me because I gradually changed into my current look back then. Can you really not recognize your older brother?" "Are you sure you're my older brother? I feel like you've become different. And you've grown quite a bit as well." "It's probably just your feeling. I'm a little busy. I need to head to the Hunter Association." "Why are you going there?" "To tell them that I'm giving up being a hunter." "Really?" "I know that you came over while in the middle of class, so you should head back to school." "What?" "And you too, Han Song-yi. Don't even think about giving up on studying to become a hunter." And then the girl that he met when he was doing all those raids with those random people that joined with, Jin-oh and Jin right when they were building their guild, and she wanted to become like a hunter as well, but she kept herself hidden under a hoodie and everything. He immediately recognizes her because she's inside of the hospital along with Jinna. "Huh? How did he know my name?" "Although I don't have my shadow soldiers, I just need to rebuild my army. But how could this be happening? And why did such a thing happen? I've really come back in time." He really, really got sent back in time. And then we have people talking at the Hunter Association building, with one of them thinking, "Has it been 2 years since Cha Hei-in? To think that a homeless-looking guy would be an S-rank hunter." The device we have cannot measure your magic power, Hunter Sung Jin-woo." "I know, but before we do it again, I would like to meet the chairman. Would that be all right?" "The chairman? Then I guess I'll guide you to his room." "I already know where it is. I will go there myself." "How does an outsider like him know where the chairman's room is?" And then it just shows an elevator going up, and someone smiling inside someone smiling inside of this elevator. Oh, is this that psycho guy that works for the Hunter Association but uses it as an excuse to kill people? What kind of scenario should I make up today? It's not my first time making up lies to the association, and if I get caught by Chief Inspector Wu Jin-chul, I'd be in big trouble. Jin is in the elevator with this guy. And Jin is using his stealth skill to hide from him in the elevator. And Jin says, something's caught in my throat. I'm sorry. That was odd. My bad. But Jin says, you possess a stealth skill, and yet you haven't reported about the fact. And this surprises the dude, who I forgot his name. How did you... Even though you're a high-ranking hunter, you weren't on the list of names that are strictly managed by the association. Someone will ask you to avenge their daughter for them, and I'm not interested in what you do with criminals. But if you hurt innocent hunters during that incident, you will die by my hands. And it shows Jin taking out his daggers and threatening the guy. And the thing is, it's not Jin's daggers. Jin took this guy's own daggers from underneath his own jacket and is threatening him with it. Because he tried to take it out and he notices that both of his daggers are gone. So Jin is having a chance to right some wrongs that he never got the chance to the first time. And he says, you only get one warning. Hey, just who are you? And Jin just walks away. Who is that ghost-like guy? So that pretty much that Hunter Association serial killer had his first run-in with Jin on the elevator rather than it being inside the dungeon where he pretty much killed those prisoners and the remaining people that survived the double dungeon with Jin as well. And then Jin walks by a door and thinks, it feels like. And then Jin takes his hood off and says, pleasure to meet you. It's been forever since I last saw him. Chairman. And then we have Go-Gun Hee! We have Go-Gun Hee! He's back! Garp is back! Seeing how you came to look for me as soon as you got back your test results, I assume you're somewhat familiar with the procedures already. What's the matter? No, it's nothing. Notification. Would you like to restart the world? I'm sorry, the system just put up a notification saying, would you like to restart the world? Accept or decline? Huh? What? Would you like to restart the world? Would you like to reload your last save point? What is that? Is that what the system is saying? Okay, let's get back to it. And Go-Gun Hee starts talking, saying, then I will get straight to the point. And Jin says, before that, there is a deal I would like to tell you about. A deal? I need to go to JeJu Island and build up my shadow army. Please change the regulations so that even summoned creatures can be counted as raid members by the association. If you do that, then I will kill all the ants in JeJu Island myself. Notification still up. Would you like to restart the world? And then Go-Gun Hee's eyes light up and he says, please don't say something so ridiculous. Are you not aware of just how many times we failed in our JeJu Island raid already? And then Go-Gun Hee's eyes widen as he sees the energy that is ebbing off of Jin. This energy is... It's something only I can accomplish. Please, leave it up to me. I assure you that I can take care of the ants in JeJu Island. Power that far exceeds that of a national-level hunter. How? How is this? Just what on earth is? And then there's nothing, and then it shows Dong-suk's brother and his scavenger guild from way back when. Notification. Again, would you like to restart the world? Then we have... Oh, wait. Was that the serial killer guy? Was that? I think it was the serial killer guy. Okay, so now we have a panel where it shows Jin stop... I guess that's Jin stopping the serial killer guy from killing... What's her name? I forgot her name. I really did forget her name. The girl that was always with Jin and healing him up. Someone will remind me. But he's stopping the dagger in one panel. And then it has her telling her that, I think I'm going to retire. And then we have the notification again. Would you like to restart the world? Then it has Jin in the another double dungeon where he was facing off against all the ice elves, and that's how he got his hands on Tank, his giant polar bear. Notification, would you like to restart the world? And then it shows the... Okay, I understand what these panels are now. It's not just recollections and different things happening. He's going through these events again, but with knowledge of how they all went down and preventing things from happening. He's going through all these events of his life that he's already been through again. But he's more knowledgeable of the future, so he can actually handle it a bit better. But he's in the snow elf world, where he has all access to the snow elves and can get his, giant polar bear back. Then we have him going up against the high orcs and the other orcs, and then there's Tusk in the background. Would you like to restart the world? Another notification. Then it shows Jenna's mom waking up. He's going through every event that has transpired in every single chapter that we've been through, every pivotal one mainly. And he's reliving all of these moments over again, including him waking up his mom, which means that he's probably went through the whole demon castle already. He's already defeated Baron. He already has Kaisel, and he already has the Demon King longsword and all that stuff. Notification again. Would you like to restart the world? Then it shows Jin raising Beru. So he's already gone through the entire thing. He's already gone through the entire thing of the Jeju Island raid. And let me just say this. Jin has soloed the entire Jeju Island by himself, which means that he's gaining access to every single defeated creature he's ever beaten on an entire island, including raising Beru. And they all kneel in front of him. Notification, would you like to restart the world? And then Jin lowers his head. And then he says, why don't you stop this? I know that all of this is an illusion, so stop this charade and reveal yourself. How much longer are you planning to look down on me from above? And then, wait, is all of this an illusion? Was Jin in an infinite Tsukuyomi and he knew it? But the area around him changes color as it goes from being inside the cave where Beru was created down to like some weird watery darkness area. And then the notifications of would you like to restart the world just flash up on screen over and over and over again. And it fills the entire void that he's standing in with nothing but notifications surrounding him with would you like to restart the world over and over and over again. And then Jin says, who are you? Are you the king of the dead? Yo! Who is it who comes out of the darkness? Who was putting Jin through this entire illusion? None other than the former Shadow Monarch himself, Ashborn. Wow! Jin and the Shadow Monarch himself are about to have their very first conversation. And can I just say, his entrance of him coming out of the darkness with his giant cloak over his body with just one half off of it, his giant shadow flame plume just around his head, his helmet just gleaming with energy right now. This is how you make this dude introduce himself, and he's just He gives me the vibes that Igris gave me when Igris was first introduced, but on a much grander scale. There's a reason why this dude has been hyped up so much. They talked about how he was one of the strongest who ruled over this universe. Out of all the monarchs, he was the strongest, and how the monarchs were fearful of this dude. And now this dude comes out of the shadows and just steps towards Jin. Yes! That's the end of chapter 161. I am sorry that it held you up all this time. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, let me see what you guys have said. Ashborn, the king is here. Can't wait for the next chapter, neither can I. Let me just acknowledge everyone who is here. Sheriff Cohagen, Johnny Quest, Greenlight Stardust. Let me acknowledge everyone who is here, because I always like to make sure I recognize you. Luce, I just want to say, if that's how I pronounce it, Luce05, Ryukarin, Vilone, Agente as well, and Vanchika. Roll no 26. Alright, so let me just say, this chapter adds a whole new level of insanity. Because here's the thing, 32 people? Where did all y'all come from? Hey, I'm not going to argue with it. I welcome everyone. This is a big audience. Wow. Wow, I don't normally see this many, these many numbers, but I'm appreciative that you guys decided to show up. So, if you're just now showing up, you're kind of a bit late because I've just finished the chapter. You can rewind the stream and go from the beginning and just hear me from then on in, and then you can just do whatever you want to from there if you want to see my reaction going towards it. I thought the chapter was not coming today. That's what I thought, Ramil. I thought the chapter wasn't coming today either, because usually we get a chapter around 11, or maybe it was going to be coming out at 11 or 12, but not like 2 o'clock. I remember when one chapter came out at like 4 o'clock, and that was late in the day, but that was way back when. But I'm surprised that I'm glad that we got the chapter nonetheless. Okay, so here's the thing. Jin basically dies. Ashborn, the King of the Dead. What a sick title and name. See? I like Ashborn. Because I heard people call his name Ashburn, but Ashborn just sounds awesome. But Jin basically dies at the beginning of this chapter. And then he has a notification that pops up that says Black Heart activated. You have fulfilled the requirements necessary for Black Heart. And he wakes up in his hospital bed. Way back when the beginning of this series literally took off. Like, literally waking up in his hospital bed after the events of the giant moving statues and the architect and the god statue and all of that good stuff. He woke back up there. But the thing was, he woke up with his same body that he's leveled up. He's still level 146. He still has all of his stats. He still has all of his inventory. He still has all of his skills. He still has the changed appearance from leveling up so much. But time has rewound back to him being in the hospital bed. Like, he's meeting Wu for the first time. He's going through events that have transpired already, like the serial killer that was working with the association, but also killing off prisoners and killing other people. Him meeting Go-Gun Hee, and him talking to people that he doesn't speak to for literal chapters on end. And then it gets to the point where he solos this Jeju Island raid by himself, and then he stops because all these events are happening. All the major events of his life are happening, and a notification says, "Would you like to restart the world?" Keeps popping up every single significant point in his life. It says, "Would you like to restart the world? Accept or deny?" And that keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again until he gets to the Jeju Island raid, which he solos himself. Unknown skill is a little restart button. I don't know. And if anyone knows in the light novel, please do not confirm anything. I don't want to know. I want to find out by the chapters themselves. But it gets to a point where Jin just sees this notification again, and he's all like, okay, stop this. And then the entire environment around him completely changes. It goes from the cave where Beru was born, and it just turns into a dark void. And then the notifications just start to surround him in this area. And it turns out that it was all an illusion. It was just one big massive Tsukuyomi. It was just one big massive genjutsu. And who was the caster of this genjutsu? Who comes out of the shadows to try and talk to Jin for the very first time? None other than Ashborn, the Shadow Monarch, the King of the Dead, the strongest of all monarchs. And he just walks towards Jin. Okay, let me just say this. This is completely different from the storyline of Solo Leveling, but I just have to say that the amount of drip you see from characters in this story is something else. If you got Igris with his always awesome cape billowing in the wind and his long feather plume just moving wherever it wants to. No, there is no wasted, drawn position that anyone stands in this entire story. Everyone just looks like every moment of their lives is a canon picture worthy shot. And Ashborn coming out of the shadows with his giant, tattered, ragged cape just draped over half of his body, his helmet on his head, eyes gleaming with power, his fiery hair just up on his head, just flaring out, and he's just walking towards Jin. That is a level of aesthetically pleasing art that you don't always see, but it really works for the series. Almost 40 people are watching me right now. I'm kind of scared about that. I have never seen that many people. It hit 38. That was scary. Sorry. Jin-woo should have asked, "Are you the ruler of death's power?" Well, Ramil, we're just gonna have to see where this conversation goes. I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer than I already have because I don't want to go into too deep theories or speculations about what to expect from the next chapter. Due to, I don't want anyone who reads the light novel to either confirm or deny my suspicions. I'd rather find it out through the chapters themselves. You know how we do things right here. But I will say this. The story of Jin is far from over. Ashborn, Madara Uchiha, with the power of the Sage of Six Paths, and the ability of the Reaper Death Seal to use it however he sees fit. It's crazy. It really is crazy. But this story is getting amazing, and I can't wait to see the next chapter. What do I call this chapter? I call this a solid, I review this as a solid 9 out of 10 due to the fact that we're going to have a conversation between Ashborn and Jin. Here's the thing. We have never really heard Ashborn speak, I don't think. At least we have, and I just don't remember. But out of all the monarchs that we've seen, this dude is someone that they always talk about when it comes to power. They always talk about this dude. And now this dude comes out of the shadows to speak to Jin personally. Do you know how monumental that is? Jin has really relied on the power of the Shadow Monarch to help him through pretty much every ridiculously dangerous situation, from his shadow soldiers to the strength of his commanders and everything that goes with it. Saving people at the last second because of shadow exchange. Getting people on his, we have the flashback he had in the dungeon. Spoke to Baron in the flashback. That popped in my head because he was speaking to Baron, and Baron was speaking in an unintelligible language. So that came to mind. Thank you, Electric OV and Shonen Sensei. I knew that, but I was trying to remember, did he actually speak in that chapter? So thank you for confirming what I thought in my mind. But when it comes to everything that Jin has been through, it has been with the help of this power, and even then, the monarchs themselves who were fighting Jin says he's not a complete monarch, so that means that Jin does not have access to every single aspect of Ashborn's power. And now we have the OG himself coming out of the dark into the light to speak to Jin. What words of wisdom does he have to offer? We're gonna have to find out in the next chapter. And when the world needed him most, he appeared. Only the Shadow Monarch, master of all life and death. Oh, long ago, the world of humans lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the monarchs attacked. Only Ashborn, the Shadow Monarch, master of all life and death, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, and the rulers as well, but when the world needed him most, he vanished. Years later, a hunter by the name of Jin-woo discovered the power of the previous Shadow Monarch called Ashborn. And although Jin-woo's abilities are great, he has a long way to go before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Jin-woo can save the world. Da, 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 da. I feel a fusion dance coming on. We're gonna have to see. I'll work on that little Shadow, the Last Monarch Bender intro a little bit later. But this was a really good chapter. But let me not monologue too much on this chapter. This was a really good chapter, though. Oh my goodness, now that you say it like that, it sounds like the Avatar, but different style. I mean, it does sound like that, and when the world needed him the most, he appeared opposite of Avatar. Avatar, the Last Monarch, Book 4, Shadow. Oh, I would watch that. Previously on Avatar. Alright, let me stop. Let me not lose too many of you. This was a really good chapter, and I cannot wait to see what conversations we're gonna have from the OG Shadow Monarch himself, and what he has to say going forward. Which means the fight between Jin, the Frost Monarch, and the Beast Monarch is on hold. It's not over. It's on hold. You don't bring out the previous original user of the shadow of the power of necromancy, the Shadow Monarch himself. You don't bring him out after Jin dies, and it's just for no insignificant reason. No. We about to see some info get dropped. And we about to see some people get worked. And I cannot wait for it. But that's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. When am I going to make the announcement? You mean the announcement of, wait, what you talking about, Shonen Sensei? Are you talking about the next book that I'm going to read? I still haven't come to a conclusion about when I'm going to actually start one. I mean, not yet. I mean, I literally just finished Demon Slayer yesterday. So just give me a little bit of time, Shonen Sensei. Seeing the chairman again was cool. It is, because technically actually, you know what? I would say he's alive, but we kind of know that it's an illusion. So, I mean, all the events of his life has just been one massive genjutsu. So, it was nice seeing the chairman alive again. I really hope we won't have delays on the next chapter. Neither do I, Kohagen, because we haven't had a break in a bit of a minute. And I would hate for us to get a break as the OG Shadow Monarch himself appears to speak to Jin. But that's all I got. There's nothing more I can say about this chapter except that I really do hope you all enjoyed. And I have It's rare for me to see this many people watching any of my streams at a single given time, so I just want to say, everyone, if whether you're new to the channel or you're been on this channel for a while, thank you for giving me the opportunity to entertain you on this fine Wednesday. I really do hope you enjoyed yourself. I try to, switch things up when it comes to my streams and differentiate myself from anyone else who does their own reactions, which is why I do the whole voice acting thing. Really do hope you all enjoyed. As long as you're entertained, that is the only thing I seek whenever I do these streams. As long as you had a good time and you enjoyed yourself, that's all that matters to me. So I'm looking forward to next week's chapter. The next couple of days are going to be torture as I wonder what's going to happen next. But that's all I got. So with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.